know, like we're
It's
live. GM Farcaster. You got a little bit of our background discussion there, but we are here. It is Friday, November 10th. Happy Veterans Day, and happy Veterans Day to our favorite veteran, Cameron, on Farcaster. So I did want to mention that. I'm glad I remembered, like off the top of my head. Suddenly, I'm like, ooh, it is today. So hope it's technically tomorrow, but we celebrate today. And thank you, Cameron, for all your service, and anyone else out there who has served in whatever military in the whole entire globe.
Shout out. Yes, I know there's a bunch on Farcaster. Shout out to there's a Kelly who's also talked about his military experience
Okay.
and I don't remember the full name. Kelly
And
someone.
I don't know that one, so we will look for you. And
I'll
happy
find it.
Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. All right, organizing today's links. Let me tell you, it was a bit of an issue. It was fun. It was fun. So we're gonna start with I don't even know what to start with, but we have to. We have to start with Wow Wow. So we're gonna start with Dan's little known fact. The hated W in the Warpcast logo stands for Wow Wow. I did not know that. It's good to know. But Woj does think that is a low effort logo. But it does finally make some sense. So we have a full on Wow Wow meta that has gone from just a little bit of a meme to actually becoming incorporated into Farcaster or into Warpcast with now we have, if you type in Wow Wow, it becomes the new emoji. So if you type in wow wow anywhere in your cast, you will now have a wow wow emoji. And I cannot even imagine if you've been away for a couple days and came back to this and tried to figure out what the heck is going on. So this is why we're here. By the way, Greg said, sorry, boomers, but wow wow isn't that funny? And Dan had a response. He just and then, yeah, so it
Wrong,
went from
Greg.
there. Greg, no, Greg.
Bad take, Greg.
There's now I mean, it's really like the memes are next level on this one. So there's now a new Wow Wow category on Bounty Caster. Yep. Also because it is, it's Farcaster, right? So we now have data and charts. So we've got sea launch with a Wow Wow chart. And actually, average engagement posts with Wow Wow versus all other posts. There's actually a data point for that. And then the most important chart of the day, the Wow Wows per day, are really up now. Warps were last week. Wow Wow was so yesterday. I'm all about boosts. So that's the Wow Wow meta. I just had to like zoom through there because it's a lot. And then we have to talk about boosts, which I don't even
Yeah.
know what that was.
Wow Wow
So
makes Kiwi look like a little blip in the timeline.
I think you said that at one
What?
point. Kiwi walked, so Wow Wow
So
could
Wow
run.
Wow could run. And I want to
Wow Wow
know,
could
so
run.
the bot low quality caster who first launched Wow Wow, Wow Wow, Wow Wow, Wow Wow.
Probably has no idea.
Do they have any idea?
Oh, I bet they have no idea about any of
Amazing.
this and what in the world they set off. So what is that celebration? Oh, Veterans Day. Oh, I see. I see. Yes, Veterans Day is a day we just celebrate anyone who served in our military, and it lines up with Armistice Day, which was the end of World War One. So it's technically on 11/11, but we celebrate a day early because we're not broadcasting tomorrow. So there you go. Yeah, in Commonwealth countries it is tomorrow. Yeah, ours is November 11th as well. We're just a day early. Yeah, that's true. It's
Well, it's
Armistice Day exists
usually
in France as well. That's true. Yeah.
if we celebrate on a Saturday, we can't take the day off from our institution. So the
Yeah,
national
exactly.
holiday, when it
The
falls on a
banks,
weekend,
yes, the
is
banks and the
usually on the
government,
Monday or Friday.
I just want to show my mug. The banks and the
Sure.
government wanted to take today off. So, all right. So that was Wow Wow. It's everywhere. Um, we have a lot of wow, but we also have boosts. So, oh, I did want to mention one last thing. Shower thoughts. More aggressive, proactive spam filtering would have prevented wow wow meta. What if spam is an untapped meme energy source? And I was like, this is like deep. These are deep thoughts, not shower thoughts. But it's a good point, right? You easily that should have been just filtered out and not even seen. So it is kind of a interesting point. Um, any other thoughts on Wow Wow before we move to Boost? So we've got to
We've
move.
we've said it all.
We've said it all. But we've got to talk. One more thing. Dan's stated preference versus revealed preference, I thought was pretty funny. Basically, that, yeah, this is a low effort meme, and now we've taken it over. There's also QDAO is becoming its own little meme. So that is, we got a few people putting QDAO in their bios and trying to make that happen. But where is my, there we go. This is the one I was looking for. The Boost, Wow Wow, Farcasters, and the Mole is now at the bottom of the sea. So Boost, if we can talk about that for a second, they experimented with what I assume is a way to boost a post, maybe using warps. I don't know. I'm guessing that's what they were testing, but I'm not 100% sure. So that was done a couple days ago, and we didn't get too much information about it, but I'm thinking we'll hear more soon about that. So, did you have any more info on that at all?
No info. I just saw it popped up in my notifications, um,
Yeah.
that casts were being boosted.
Hmm. Yeah, that's all I
Um,
got too, was that all of
and
a sudden they were just casts being boosted, and I was like, what is happening? What does that mean? And then I kept going like, well, how can I boost something? How do I boost things?
no, not
Boost
yet.
things?
And immediately, it's like the bifurcation of boosts are great, the future is gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Boosts are awful. Let's get off of Farcaster. So
Yeah, exactly.
great.
And oops, I
Did
was
not
looking for the
disappoint.
boost, but I don't see it. That was something else. I think that got it boosted, but I didn't see it. Yeah, so there was just some little I think that could be very interesting, and I think it was an interesting way to test it out where we had no idea what was going on. So it became its own little meme. Um, Needed a break from all the serious intelligence stuff. Yes, I think that we did need a little bit of a break, Arjan. Love this chat right now. Why QDAO instead of QDAO? I think it's a good point. I don't know. I think it's just because people like the little slash. It gives them a little Reddit feel.
I think Oh, yeah, and I was also I think it's like the effective altruism, effective
Yes,
accelerationism. I'm gonna put my tribe in my signature using,
that's right.
you know,
You're right.
the
That's what it is.
the, the letters.
It's the EACC. That's exactly what it is. Yep, it's
Mhm.
supposed to be a take on that. Can I boost
Anyone who wants to
something?
do the GM/F as
Yeah.
a GM Farcaster, we
Slash
support that.
GM/F. That'll be our new meta. Yeah, that's the question. Can I boost something? No, you cannot boost anything at the moment, but we will. I'm guessing we'll see that soon. And yeah, GM/FC might be our way. Um,
By the
okay.
way, and monkey and links. Okay. Right. As soon we do things all the time that we don't even know why we're doing it because you don't know the background. Then you find out and it's like, oh, I can't believe I did that. That's
Yeah,
classic
exactly.
me.
Exactly. All right. And we need to talk about Farcaster Falls. So my background is from day 9, Max Void, MX Void or Max Void, I'm not sure which, submission. And this is the Fallcaster Gate. So that's what's up behind me. So we are still in Farcaster Fall. And then the 8th day, I forgot to show this one, I think the other day, from Cyber Shakti. This is pretty amazing. It's a beautiful piece.
This is
And
beautiful.
isn't it so nice? And then we've got day 10 by from Riley Beans. Love me some Riley Beans. Hey Riley Beans. Amazing piece right here. I love this. Just kind of going through all the color vibes. Amazing. So we are still in the middle of Farcaster Fall. So I've got some minting to do today. There's some really beautiful pieces. And I kept having this thought that I was going to do something for Farcaster Fall, and it hasn't happened yet. So I think I'm out of time. But maybe this weekend I might just kind of ride in right at the end with a little something. Um, I did have a really good idea. It just hasn't quite come together yet. It's like half there. Anything
Falls,
else
we've
from
got we
Farcaster
have
Fall today?
many more days in fall. So to
Hmm.
you and anyone else,
That's true. Oops. I think I lost Adrian. Oh, there you
oh
are. Okay,
no,
I lost you for a second. You're
I'm
back.
sorry.
You're back. Okay, so there was something I wanted to talk about the other day that we didn't get to. Um, and it was this question from Dan. What made Farcaster stick as a daily habit for you? And if you're infrequent and consistent, but happen to see this, what has you checking the app but not having it be a daily habit? And the first reply from Sean Hart was the seamiest, which I loved. But we didn't get a chance to talk about this. So what? And I saw your answer, but I'd love to hear your answer. What made Farcaster stick for you, where you became like a daily user of the platform?
I don't know. Go back to my answer. Can we pull it up on the screen? Because I forget.
Screen. Oh, you're so funny.
Um,
Here I am trying to be all like fancy, and you need the thing. Well, you had two
uh,
answers, and they were similar to mine, but I wanted to bring the first answer up first. It was that timing, a perfect storm. I was going through something personal and was probably just open to new habits. Twitter was sucking. True. I wanted to explore decentralized social crypto philosophy sucked me in, and the playful, engaging energy from early friends could name dozens, but Cameron stands out. And then you added the IRL events at NFT NYC and FarCon helped me too. They need to come at just the right point in time, not too early before you get to know people's sensibility, not too late before you churn off the app. And mine, I had pretty similar, at least that last part. So for me, it was first the builder channel because it gave me a reason to check in daily because of the DAO connection and seeing what's happening there. And then Farcon was the real thing that made it stick for me. So I said the blame for me being here, it goes to you, Cameron and Grin. It's all your fault.
it's really so Cameron and Grin. I don't really
Yeah,
deserve to
I just threw you in there
to
at the end too.
plan. And there was also Bill and
Hmm.
DeWoofy and Oxen
Hmm.
were core contribute like
Big,
planners
yeah,
as well. There's
big into that. So do you want to expand a little bit on that about what it was that kept you coming back? Because it is like I think, as much as it's like an interesting to hear people's narratives, I know it's really something that Dan is trying to um, hone in on and figure out what makes people come back every day so we can get those
Yeah, how do you catch
The
that
Q
lightning in a
DAO up.
bottle and the cute owl.
How can we bottle that?
And
Yeah.
so for me, like I said, I was curious, like what brings you to try anything new? So you kind of have to get over that first. That's not a DAO. That's not daily active user, but how do you first get in?
Right.
And it was the playful energy. It it's like,
So
oh,
wow,
you
wow.
join somewhere new, you're figuring out norms. It was a very safe place. Um, but there was engagement. It was
Right.
you could respond to people, and these were, to Farcaster royalty at the time, and I'm coming in with no followers and no one, and you're responding to people and they're responding back. And
Hmm.
they're being authentic and playful, and your casts are getting liked and you're getting
Yeah.
comments back, and it had group chat energy. But mostly it really was that Genius vibe, which is people were doing things. So it wasn't
Yes.
coming to social media to vent. It wasn't coming to do your tribe identity and say, this is my team. It wasn't me, look at me. It was just kind of sharing. So there was this infectious just energy that I've,
Yeah, I agree.
uh,
Yeah, and it definitely there was so many things that get your brain firing too, like something that's interesting, something that grabbed my attention. It was much more signal than noise. It wasn't people just yelling random things for engagement. It was much more thoughtful. So that definitely grabbed my attention, and I was like, "Oh, this is different. This is interesting. What's happening here?" And then it just took a little bit of time for me to get it into like my daily habits because it started to become very interesting and it's just a cool place to hang out. And it's what really, I equated it very similar to when I first found Nouns and the original Discord. There was just a very different vibe where people just had this builder energy. They had this like exciting, wanted to do things on the cutting edge, very different. And it's like that gets me excited and gets me coming back for sure.
and the
Um,
IRL stuff was interesting because you can kind of
yeah,
find people, but even when I came in, it was like, well, these people, okay, they're doing interested things. Not everyone's building on Ethereum. We're kind of obviously understand crypto. Um, but then it was the ability to meet. And there were
Yes.
some IRL events, kind of side events at NFT
So you went to
NYC.
I was just gonna say, so you went to something in New York and that was your first.
Mhm.
I wasn't that into the ecosystem yet, so I didn't even see that. So
I
that's
just
really cool. So that was your first interaction and then FarCon. So
And then
amazing.
Farcon, but also the Zooms. So I wanna
Oh,
I
right.
shout out TLDR. I think he might have been the first person to ping and say, "Hey, wanna jump on a Zoom?" And it was like, if you're not used to doing this, it's like, "What? What do you mean,
Yeah.
why?" And you're like, "Oh, it's just because we talk on a social network and let's meet." And that was incredible. So
Yeah.
TLDR, love you.
TLDR, shout out. We love you.
And
Um,
I've done so many
yeah,
since then. This
and I
week I
think
did
that's great.
Grin and I were on a call just
Oh,
to
that's
say,
great.
yeah,
Just say
so
hi.
Grin, and I've got Ivy next week. Can't wait to see you, Ivy.
Nice. That's amazing. And yeah, I signed up for the Farcaster fall chats. So I don't know if that's still happening, if we're getting paired up or what, but I was down. I was down for that. And I'm having a chat later today with somebody. So yeah, I think that is a great point. It doesn't, if you can't get to something IRL, reach out and jump on something with virtually and get involved. But there's also a Farcaster meetup coming up at DevConnect. So if you are going to be at DevConnect in Istanbul, why am I having such a problem with that word? You definitely want to get there. I know Bill from Purple is going to be there. There's discussion already happening in the DevConnect channel, so make sure that you connect with the other devs at DevConnect. I have to take a look at our chats. Oh, cool. All the Farcaster fall pieces. There's a thread from Arjan. We'll have to grab that thread and I'll add it to our show notes so that everyone can follow all the amazing pieces that are being dropped for Farcaster Fall. So it's been really fun to see all these beautiful pieces of work. I have to go mint the last three that just came out. Okay, few more things. Oh, there's been a lot. So a few more things. These are like a little bit more feature focused. We've got new on Warpcast cast view counts, updates after each plus 100 views. This has been kind of cool to see. So you'll see in the metrics next to where it was like comment, recast, like, you'll now see a view count. Only applies to Warpcast user views. We also figured out yesterday that you don't have to recast something that you cast in a channel. Maybe. Hold on. There's a bit more though. There's just some things there. So it will go to all your followers even if they don't follow the channel. So for a while it was so just to explain, if you cast in a channel, if only people would see it in that channel, or they would see it on your home feed if they followed that channel. You would need to recast for it to be on your regular home feed. However, apparently you don't have to do that. Maybe because there's some limitations. We thought we had an answer, and then it was like, oh no, wait, maybe not, because there's a minimum threshold. So if it gets a few likes and replies, then it will show up. But if it gets nothing, it won't redistribute. So you may still want to recast. So, but that was interesting to know that sometimes it's going to get recasted anyway automatically, as long as it's getting some views.
Thank you. Thank you, Warpcast team, for
Thank
building
you.
in enough complexity and keeping things confusing that you will keep Prof and I with
Yeah.
a full-time job trying to explain what's
Full-time
actually
job
going on.
that we don't get paid for. But it feels we were talking about that before we went on. What are you spending on this? I'm like, yeah, let's not go there. Let's really not go there right now. Speaking of, before I forget, I think tomorrow might be the last day to get your prop into purple. I forgot to bring that up in one of our links. And Adrian and I do have a prop in there in the prop house. So there's a prop house going on for Purple DAO. If you have built anything on Farcaster and you would like to be retro funded for that, this is your opportunity to compete for five five prizes of 1 ETH each. And GM Farcaster is in that running. But we'd love to see as many people as possible jump in, throw your hat in the ring. Okay, we are at the very end. I am going to whip through a bunch of stuff really fast because there's a lot of things happening. Johnny Mac, nonlinear. Hit me up if you make art and want to start earning recurring revenue on chain. They are getting ready to, or they started to launch a beta on subscription token protocol, and Chris co-created has one that you can check out right now on Fabric. Coinbase just launched on-chain verification. So if you start seeing, I did see Dan's attestation on Farcaster, so you may see that as well. One more way we're using open source and public good infrastructure. And Linda, I wanted to give a shout out to Nanar for being so great to work with. The team is super responsive and on top of things. It made building Bounty Caster so much easier. Bounty Caster has been popping off. And lastly, before we wrap, I wanted to share this. Wait, no, this one. There's one more thing. Yeah, this. Farcaster Kit. React hooks for the best Farcaster apps. Our hooks and free API backed by the official replicator let you easily build and manage your Farcaster app. So check out Farcaster Kit if you're building something. And this was the last thing. Live casting the Farcaster dev call. So I didn't even know that they did this. So this was pretty cool. We'll have this in the show notes so you can go back and look at it and see what their agenda was and all the things that they talked about. So if you are building something on top of Farcaster, you're definitely going to want to check this out. So I think that was my last thing that I had to get to. We had a few more links that I'll throw in our show notes. So usually what we'll see is in the description of our recordings for the mints, the NFT recording that we share on Zora. You'll see in the description all the links that we share, plus some we don't get to, so that you can go check out those casts yourself. So that was a lot. That was a lot. I didn't even get through it all, but we're going to wrap. Um, what else do you have going on today or this weekend, Adrian? Anything fun coming up that we should share?
Yay Friday. It's been a
Yay,
week,
Friday. Happy
so excited
Friday.
for the weekend.
Happy Friday. I am as well. So I can get a lot more work done. That's what I do on weekends. Um, so we're gonna wrap it here. I am gonna be back on not on Unlonely, but on Twitter Spaces at 12:30 for Builderbox. We'll be talking about all things Nounish DAOs. So if you are around, jump on there, and we'll see you Monday for GM Farcaster. I think that's it. Bye, everybody. Have a lovely fall weekend for Farcaster Fall, and we will see you